Hi guys, it's Carol. How are you? I have had better days. Remember, I don't even know how long it's been, but I had a rant at the cell phone company. Well, I had another hissy fit rant today, not with the cell phone company. You will not believe this. You will not believe this. My rent is due on the 1st. If it's not paid by the 3rd, there's a $75 late fee. So, since I often am confused and don't know what the date is, I forget I do things, I forget to do things. I've always had my bills and the rent all on auto payment. Everything comes out the 1st, all my bills, and then whatever's left I can use for groceries or whatever. That way I don't have to worry about did I get it paid on time. For me, this is a big apartment complex. And with my mobility problems, it's a long walk up to the office where you can put a check in the mail slot. They don't take debit cards. So I do the auto pay. That means, for me, that always meant everything's paid on time. I don't have to worry about it. I've lived here 12 years. It's gone perfectly till today. Well, until last month. Remember last month? I had to sign a new lease, for the next 12 months. And they charged me, on July 1st, they charged me the old rent amount. And my rent had gone up. And so they charged me the new rent amount, both of them. And I had to get that straightened out. Well, today, they charged me my new current rate times 2. My rent is now $853, which is horrible. They took out $1,706 from my checking account. I don't have $1,706 in that checking account. My Social Security is $1,267. That's exactly twice the amount of my rent. I didn't discover that until like 12:30 today. So I go to the office. The apartment manager's she took the day off, so just the receptionist is there. Told her what happened. She says, well, I'll call corporate and see what we can do. I was livid. I was livid. So Casey drove me up to the bank. I talked to a really nice person at the bank. They told me, well, that's insane. I said, I know. She said, we're going to put a stop payment on that. Because she could I told her, look at July 1st. You can see my rent is $853, not $1,706. So we put a stop payment on that. But she said this probably won't go through until Monday. I told her all my bills come out on the 1st. And she says, well, there will be an overdraft fee for everyone that goes through. I think it's $20. I didn't even ask. She told me it's going to add up to quite a bit. Let's do a stop payment on this. And we won't let them have that money. I told her, okay, it's a checking account, but I haven't had checks in years. I do everything by a debit card. So I said, let me order some checks. I will be paying them by check from now on. And she said, okay, I'll take 7 to 10 days for the checks to get in. I told her, can you print me off one today so I can make it out for the correct amount of my rent, and I'll take it up to the office and pay the correct amount of rent today, since we've put a stop on this one. She said, I could, but that's not a very good idea, because as it stands right now, they've got a claim for $1,706 of yours because the stop payment won't go through today. And so if you take them another check for $853, they're going to have claim to over $2,500 from you, whatever 853 times 3 would be. She said, don't do that. I said, but my rent will be late if it's not paid by the 3rd. She said, don't take the more money. So I said, okay, not that I had it in my bank account. I thought the stop payment would cancel that right this second, and so I would have enough money to pay my rent. But no, it didn't work that way. So, meanwhile, the little receptionist in the office is calling corporate to see what they could do for me. On the way home from the bank, we stop at the office. I go in. I tell the receptionist I put a stop payment on that $1,706. And she said, okay, well, she had called corporate, she said, and they said it wasn't their fault. They can't do anything about it because we have to pay our rent through a third-party company. We have an app. You have to go on the app and pay your rent, where it automatically comes out of your checking account. Or you can have it set up to do it, or you can do it manually on the 1st. But you have to go through this app. Corporate said it was that company's fault. They took out twice as much. Corporate can't do anything about my problem. So she said, here's the number to call the company that collects the rent. I come home, call that company, which I hate to do because, I'm hearing impaired. I cannot understand most people on the phone. I can't hear them, and I have that problem with the consonants I told you about. I can't understand people. I can't hear them. And I always get customer service reps with a very thick Middle Eastern accent. Is that what you get? Casey usually calls for me, but I hate to ask her to do everything for me, bless her heart. But she had to go to work as soon as we got home, so she had left to go to work, so I thought, okay, I'll call and give it a try. First customer service rep I get has a thick accent. I can't understand them. I get another customer service rep. Their accent was the same, but thicker. They had to transfer me to a third person after I explained my problem. That person had a thicker accent that I could not understand. But we muddled through. Meanwhile, in between all those, I was on hold for 27 minutes. Which didn't help my attitude any. Finally got the third guy, and we muddled through with me saying, I can't hear you. Could you repeat that slowly? Finally, he says, I found the problem. The apartment complex told us your rent was $1,706 a month. We took out the right amount as per what they said. It's not our fault. So I get off the phone with him, call the office here, get the little receptionist, who, bless her heart, she's like 18, I told her, well, that company said it's not their fault. It's actually corporate's fault because they told them the wrong amount. And the apartment manager is off today. I said, can I have the number for corporate? And she said, yes. Here's the number for corporate. But I am so exhausted, exasperated. My brain hurts from trying to understand people on the phone. My head hurts. And on top of all of that, I woke up this morning. It was foggy, damp. My arthritis is in a bad flare-up. My knees hurt, my hips hurt, my elbows hurt, and my shoulders hurt. I'm left-handed. This arm hurts so bad. I can't even open the refrigerator door with my left hand. It's too painful. So I didn't want to call corporate because I probably won't understand them either. Casey won't be off work until I don't know what time, sometime this evening. So, they'll be closed. I'm sure they're on Eastern times. We're on Central time. So Monday, I will just have to be at the apartment office at 9 o'clock when they open and hope the apartment manager is in and tell her, we got to do something here. We got to do something here. And the apartment company, the company that owns these apartments, they're going to have to pay all those overdraft fees. They're going to have to reimburse me for everything. I tell you, I'm frustrated. I wanted to, as soon as all this happened, I thought, oh, I'm going to do a live and so I can talk to you guys about it. Then I thought, no, Carol, nobody's going to be on their online right now to even see you're having a live. Well, don't do that. So I'm doing this video. I just am so frustrated. If one more thing goes wrong, I'm just going to have another nervous breakdown and be in the mental hospital again. And there's nobody to handle all these things but me. I'm single. Casey helps me a lot. My other kids are, they're at work. They've got their own families to take care of. Casey's just extra good to me to help me when she can. But I am ready to live in a car, but I don't own a car. But I can understand people living in their cars and don't have to pay rent and utilities and all this stuff and deal with the stuff. And I'm grateful to live here. It's a nice apartment. It's low income. I pay more than 30%. I don't know how that works, but I pay more than 30% of my income. Even after they count my little retirement check I get, it's still more than 30% of those two added together. But it's a nice apartment. It's a safe neighborhood. I have air conditioning. I have heat. I have appliances furnished. I have a washer and dryer furnished. If there's a problem, I can turn in a maintenance request and hope it gets done. I happened to notice when I was searching on the app about all this, I saw that I have 3 maintenance requests from April that are still active. They haven't been taken care of yet. But anyway, I have a safe place to live. I have a roof over my head. But I am so frustrated today. Please leave me a comment. Tell me some good news. I need to hear some good news today, please. And when I woke up this morning, I was in such a good mood. I wanted to do a live this morning, but I couldn't think of anything to talk about, so I didn't. But I want to do a live again real soon. But I want to do it, I want to be able to plan it out so I give you a day or two notice so you'll know to come. And I want to plan out what we could possibly talk about. But that's my story for today. The day's not over yet. It's only 3:35. I hope nothing else comes up. Okay, guys. Leave me some good news in the comments, please. I need some good news. I'll talk to you in the next video. I appreciate you guys. Bye.